What up, y'all? Chris, predictions, UFC on Fox 6, main card. Undercard's looking pretty solid, though, for a Fox card. I mean, not saying that they don't stack these cards now, but the first Fox card really was like a two-fight card, even though it only showed one bout. But you look at the undercard here, you got some good matchups, Hioki Guida, Coke Lamas, Grant Wyman should be an exciting fight. Bader Matchenko, that's interesting. So, not just a three-fight card, even if those are the only fights that are going to be shown, only three on the broadcast. All right, first up, going backwards, level of interest. Flyweight champion, Demetrius Johnson defending his title against John Dodson. Not a real big fan of Demetrius Johnson, not the personal against guy. Just not a fan of his fighting style. Bit of a points fighter, I guess you would call him. I mean, effective. I picked Benavidez to beat him. That didn't work out. Johnson pretty much won every round of that fight. Maybe lost a round, but won clearly. Successful. There's other guys like him that kind of fight stick and move. Machida used to do that. Frankie Edgar's been accused of doing that. Much more exciting in my opinion. Also, Dominic Cruz. But I think Dominic Cruz mixes his stuff up a lot more. I don't know. Just not a fan of Johnson's style. Nothing personal once again, but don't enjoy watching the guy fight. I do think he's going to win this fight here, though. Dodson, more powerful. Might be as quick as Johnson, so might be able to give Johnson problems by being able to keep up with him, where other guys' opponents in the past haven't been able to. But it's because you're as fast as a guy, or you have an intangible that's similar, doesn't mean you're as good of a fighter. And I don't think Dodson is as good or well-rounded of a fighter. I think Johnson's going to do what he does and cruise to a decision. Hopefully Dodson can land something and make it interesting. But I don't see the champ relinquishing his belt here. All right, Rampage taking on Glover. Glover Teixeira, that is. Supposedly going to be Rampage's last fight in the UFC, win or lose. Looked like trash in that last fight against Bader, that's for sure. Hasn't fought since then. Hoping we get Rampage this time, not Quentin Jackson in the fight. If we get Rampage, it should be a good one. Glover coming off that manslaughter against Fabio Maldonado. Looked good thus far. He did get rocked in that fight. So, makes you wonder if Rampage can land on a shot on him. I imagine he could hurt him. Possibly put him down and out. Glover said he wants to stand and trade. If you saw the UFC Road to the Octagon, by the way, that was a really good special. Road to the Octagon. If Glover wants to really stand and trade, I favor Rampage. However, if Glover plays it smart, takes the fight to the ground, I favor Glover by submission. I think that's a more likely outcome. So I'll go with Glover to win this fight, but I've always been a long-time Rampage fan. Wouldn't mind seeing him get the W here, particularly by knockout, and see him bust out the old howl, at the end of the fight, or at the end of if he's able to get the win here, particularly by knockout. But if I was betting man, I'd be putting my money on Glover Teixeira. All right, fight I'm most interested in. Donald Cowboy Cerrone taking on Anthony Showtime Pettis. Both guys, coincidentally enough, coming off head kick knockout wins, basically. Cowboy landed that shot on Guillard, the head kick, finished him off. Pettis did the same to Joe Lozon. They want to see this fight for a while. I remember when Lozon beat Henderson for the WC lightweight title. I was like, man, too bad the WC's going away. I'd love to see Cowboy challenge him next for that title. A couple years later, the fight's finally taking place. High stakes. The winner could potentially get a shot at the winner of Melendez versus Henderson. Good stylistic fight, Both guys like to kickboxers, like to stand and throw down. But both guys underrated on the ground. Cowboys got slick submission, defense and offense. Same with Anthony Showtime Pettis. Look at him in the grappling department against both Shane Roller and Ben Henderson in those fights. Now I know he looked not so good in his back against Guida. Didn't have the best ground game against Jeremy Stevens, but he's got some skills on the ground, even if that's not where he prefers to fight. Hopefully this fight does take place primarily on the feet. Place, I should say. If it does, I really don't know who to favor. I think Pettis is a little bit more dynamic of a striker, but I don't know, man. Cowboy's easy to hit, but he could take a hell of a shot. Be interesting to see how Pettis can deal with someone that can really put it on him offensively the way he's used to putting it on other people. Fan of Cowboy. Want to favor him to win this fight, but I think he gets hit a little too much. I think he's okay with that, but unfortunately that doesn't usually win fights, or doesn't always win fights. So I'll go with Pettis to win this fight by decision, but Cowboy wins. I'm more than cool with it. Either way, I'm just looking forward to this being an exciting fight. Hopefully fight of the night. Alright, that's my thoughts on the event, fights. One of your guys' thoughts on any of the fights, particularly the main three. Which ones you're looking most forward to? Who do you see winning and how? That's it for now. Talked about this event more in depth on this past weekend Science Finance Radio Show. Links to that and everything else Science Finance related, as well as my Twitter in the information part of the video as always. That's it for now. Till next time, I'm out.